So now we do welcome to Laura Oso, full professor at University of A Coruña. Miss Oso, welcome. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Aida. Muchas gracias. Bueno, yo tengo el gusto
I have the pleasure of presenting the project Welcoming Spaces, which is about researching. I'm going to present the goals of the project and then the different aspects that I consider can be interesting. Just a moment, because I can't change the slides. Yeah, you can see this. Which are the goals of our project, Welcoming Spaces? What we want to do with this project is replying this question: how can we contribute to the revitalization of the shrinking areas, these areas that we call them shrinking areas in English? How can we offer welcoming spaces for migrants that come from non-European countries so that they can follow their life projects? So in welcoming spaces, we try to combine these two aspects. On the one hand, how to deal with the decline of some areas in the rural areas. So maybe with this migrant population, we can combine these two goals. The program Welcoming Spaces was financed in the call Horizon 2020 in the year 2019. And I'm also going to present the consortium that we have created in this project. The project has a consortium which is formed by 5 countries: Italy, Germany, the Netherlands, Poland, and Spain. The project coordination is by Utrecht University, and as partners we have several European universities such as the University of Bologna, Siegen, Warsaw School of Economics, and Universidad de La Coruña. Our research team, which is called SOMI, our team is in the Faculty of Sociology of the University of A Coruña, and we are this research team that work with international migration and mobility. I think one of the very interesting aspects of our project is counting with some partners that do not belong to universities, but they are foundations that are working in the field on these aspects. We have 3 partners: the Fieri, which is an Italian partner, Ocaleni Foundation, and the Pine Foundation, because I would like to highlight their role because they are carrying out a very important role. The Pine is an NGO which has a long tradition in the implementation of programs in rural areas, and among them in the socio-laboral integration of migrant population. So the participation of these 2 types of partners, universities and also partners from non-governmental organizations who are deploying programs in the field. This is something that I would like to point out because I consider it very relevant. How are we going to tackle this topic? How, through the Welcoming Spaces process, how do we want to contribute to the revitalization of the most disadvantaged areas in Europe, and at the same time offering welcoming spaces to these migrants from 3rd countries so that they can follow their life projects? So by revitalization, we mean this process where these disadvantaged regions can achieve a sustainable development, and in a way giving them an opportunity, giving these people the opportunity of developing their values, their aspirations, and so on, and so that they have different accesses to capital and human rights. So the three pillars of how we're going to answer these questions are based on the economic feasibility, the social well-being, and the political stability. These are three pillars that this project is based on. So what do we do in the project? What we do is we look and we explore examples of welcoming spaces in different regions in Europe, both in Italy, Spain, Germany, the Netherlands, and Poland, and we analyze how these initiatives that generate welcoming spaces can be different types of initiatives. For example, we research these welcoming initiatives that may come, for example, from civil society, from organizations of the migrants themselves that are creating these initiatives, but also from governments. Many local governments are implementing these programs, these welcoming programs for so that migrants revitalize these disadvantaged areas. So sometimes it's also companies, economic initiatives as companies that need a migrant workforce, so they start these type of initiatives too. So these are very different types of initiatives. They come from civil society, from migrants themselves, or from governments, or even from private companies or NGOs. Which is the methodology that we have been using in the project? Well, we have a combination of methodologies which is mixed. We have a database on the one hand. Through this database, we carry out a systematic analysis of these welcoming initiatives. And on the other hand, the main part of the project is carrying out field work in a series of municipalities. We have identified 10 municipalities in the different countries. So we carry out interviews and focal groups, and we identify the best practices to learn about the way these welcoming initiatives work. One of the most important points of the project is that it has a great impact on society. What we're looking for is to have an impact and generate transference. One of the pillars is the organization of events as stakeholders and other types of social agents in order to identify these best practices that the different welcoming initiatives have. In the year 2001, we carried out a collection of different initiatives in 46 localities, and we have identified initiatives in the 5 different countries. One of the fundamental pillars of the project is the societal impact and the dissemination. This is one of the main parts of the project, which was positively valued in the proposal. So we are trying to help resolve the problems of decline of the rural areas, depopulation, and also looking for ideas to favor social integration of migrant population in a creative way in order to generate some living conditions that allow us to have sustainable local development and also for the integration of migrant population. Another of the aspects we consider important in this project is that we have a community of practice. Throughout the project, we are creating a network with different social actors that can be a part of the political world, from NGOs and so on. We are creating different events, and what we want is to generate information and transfer the information, the results of research. In order to have some transference, we have a very active communication strategy and policy through the website and also through posters. And we also have an advisory board that includes international organizations and NGOs and different social actors. Well, this is what I wanted to say. wanted to point out the importance, the presence of university has in the project, but also the presence of other types of partners, of institutions, and this very important social impact we are creating, which was very clear when the project was sent. This is all I wanted to say. Thank you.